My co-host this morning for the next hour before I highlight some of our sponsors. George, how are you today?
I could not be better. Better than I deserve, as a matter of fact. Did you listen? I know you didn't. You were on the air. Trump was interviewed this morning on the Hugh Hewitt show. He's going to be, Hugh Hewitt has talked him into coming twice a week if he can make it onto the show for interviews. And they talked about Trump practicing for the debates with Hillary coming up. Wonderful interview. If you want to get a feeling of him, listen to this interview. He's played it twice today. He replayed it a second time, just ending as I came in.
I heard I'm going to have to maybe use first name instead of calling him Who Hewitt. I'm going to have to use you. I heard he got some religion. He went to the altar. I hear he's gone to the altar.
He's giving advice to Trump.
He's
now.
on. He's
on the Trump bandwagon.
Yes, I hear he got saved.
He got saved. Because I was getting ready to dump him as he replaced Bill Bennett, and I love to listen to Bill Bennett in the morning.
I like listening to
his
show.
His programs were so they just invited you to be there and participate, and you always listened. And Hugh Hewitt has got his own brand of things. He's conservative, of course, but yes, he's after interviewing Trump several times now, in this long interview today, which he repeated. Trump is authentic. And his authenticity is what appeals to the American people because
hold that because you're right. Let me get some because I'll get to talking and we'll get into subjects and I got to highlight.
Put my fingers in the air.
Go with the finger. All right, finish.
Well, I've forgotten what I said. You dropped off.
No, authenticity. I'll bring you back to that because you hit a home run with that, and I knew what was going to happen is we were going to get rolling with that because I agree 100%. I don't want to forget. I want to thank our sponsors. If you'd like to be a sponsor of our show, get in touch with us 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or also email us at chief@fetronews.com. If you'd like to get your advertising on fetronews.com's website, be a sponsor, or if you have a commercial you'd like to run, we want to highlight the UPS store of East LJ, North Georgia Diamond, located in the East LJ Walmart Shopping Center. Promotional code fetronews.com. That's North Georgia Diamond. Mattress Overstock. Go see Gary, Richard, Rhonda, the mattress lady, for the best mattress at the best price. They truly want to help you sleep better. Located in the East LJ Walmart Shopping Center. Mattress Overstock. 706-698-7378. Also, fetronews.com as your promotional code. Okay, authenticity. And that's the reason I had to stop you because you hit a home run. Look, Trump, I love the fact, and you it has come around. These people have come around. I've been there since he came down the escalator because authenticity at that podium that day when he came down the escalator over a year now ago just screamed across the cameras to me. This is a real person. I mean,
a real person.
Real guy.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to say what he wants to say because there's no repercussions that can come down on him. They've thrown everything at him, but the kitchen sink, to use an old cliche. His speech, his anti-Hillary speech 2 days ago, was it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday was also a home run. He called Hillary everything but a scum-sucking pig.
Well, I think you could actually. I think you could actually turn some of the phrases around, and if you actually translate them into other languages, that may come out of what he said. He said the most crooked candidate that this country's ever run for president.
Yep.
Most crooked candidate. Now, the one thing for me yesterday that parallels Brexit, and I watched an hour video this morning on Brexit. I watched, is it Daryl Hannon? He is a parliamentarian there, a conservative parliamentarian there. I've watched speeches he's given. I watched an old guy that ran the forklift up there at the fishing warehouse. They've made it. The EU has made a disaster out of, and it's a dictatorship. And Donald Trump said yesterday This election will decide whether we're ruled by the people or the politicians. And that's what's going on in Brexit today.
That was his ending comment this morning, I think. Yeah.
The election, and I'm telling you, if Hillary wins, we will then be ruled by the politicians. And I hate to say it's over. I don't think our chance in this country of ever coming back and being ruled by the people, for the people, we the people, will ever have that opportunity.
Well, that will be the start of a violent civil war. That and the immigration issue will precipitate a violent civil war in this country.
Well, we're not dumb. We're not dumb, and Trump's not the buffoon that they wanted to make us think. They wanted to make us think that 2 days ago that this guy was a multi-billion-dollar buffoon that accidentally came up with billions of dollars, and just all of a sudden he fires Corey Lewandowski, Paul Manafort's in charge, and he has the ability to stand in front of a teleprompter and give this great speech and have control. And he did that. You know, I told my folks in the first half hour, if he was able to learn how to go from a buffoon, as the media has made him out to be, right, to this great orator yesterday that was well controlled, that delivered this speech, then I want to go to Trump University too if he was able to do that in 48 hours.
Reagan did the same thing. He got rid of his Lewandowski, a guy named Sears. Remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And then he went with old Casey, who later became, Casey who'd been an OSS agent, a colonel in the Army during World War II. Then he made him, director of the CIA.
Right.
So it's not like it's something new, but it is done the same way. What Trump did with Lewandowski is exactly the same thing at the same time that Reagan did with Brother Sears. Got rid of him. Now, getting rid of them means you just replace the leadership. These people are still in the program. But this new leadership now recognizes that it's time to start challenging Hillary and do it to get the press off their back.
Well, he took on Hillary, and nobody has ever taken on Hillary. And he took him on. He's not afraid of her.
He's not afraid of her. No. He's going on, yes.
He let her have it. They are sitting on the floor of the House of Representatives in a sit-in to try to get an AR-15 off the street. An AR-15. And the American people are not stupid, but at the same time, their leader diverted our uranium via Canada
To the Russians.
That ended up in her bank account.
It's amazing how that happened.
Right.
I don't know how.
But that could not be used to develop weapons of war.
Shocking.
And I'm telling, but Trump called it out. He called the uranium deal out. He called the deal out where Bill was dropping in. They were getting. She's owned by the globalists, where she would be seen with these global leaders, and the next thing you know, Bill drops in. 1 hour later, leaves with $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, whatever they needed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in the preceding several months, Trump has got to hang Obama's legacy around her neck. Obama's legacy, whether he likes it or not, is leading from behind the red line and the JV team. And she is responsible for all that. And he can hang that around her neck and let her defend herself from that constantly.
I want to move to Brexit. I want to get some time on that. But yesterday he went after the Clinton Foundation. Did you hear her response?
Yeah.
Her response was the Clinton Foundation fed poor people.
Yeah. Oh.
And Trump fed poor children.
Children.
Do your impression of a poor child wanting Hillary Clinton to feed you, Lonnie. This is Lonnie's impression of a poor child wanting Hillary Clinton's foundation to give him just a little more porridge. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Lonnie doesn't know what to do. You've caught him by surprise.
No, he's got this. This is ready.
Please, sir, I want some more.
One more time, Lonnie.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Yeah, that's what the little kids are saying to Hillary and Bill from the Clinton Foundation. She fed children, Lonnie. They fed children. And then she'd come back, and the only thing she could say, well, well, Trump had children make his suits. While they were feeding children, Trump had children
his
making
ties.
and ties from China. Okay, really? That's what you're going to use? Oh, I can't wait for the. If what Trump did on the stage yesterday is what we think we might see from Donald Trump in a debate, and Hillary's comeback,
No,
oh, it's over.
brutal.
Huh?
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. He's going to eat her up. And I said all along, any of those candidates could, that the 17 Republicans who wanted to be president, any one of them could have defeated Hillary Clinton. Even Jeb Bush, if he had right coaching. Now, we know that Jeb would be a gentleman and not attack her, and it would go on and on. But this man is authentic. Trump is authentic, and he's going after her for blood.
Well, let me say this. I like what Trump is saying. Okay. I like what Trump is saying. Period. But I will have to say we are going to have a campaign. Let's see, July, August, September, October. We're going to have 4 months
Fun.
of Your Mama's So Fat. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be, a 4-month campaign of. Now, Brexit.
Okay. What about Brexit?
Do you think they'll vote to leave?
Yes.
Do you think so?
Yes.
What sign does that send to us here in America?
Well, let me consult some notes I made today.
Go for it.
Brexit matters to the rest of the world, including the U.S., because of the destructive program of interdependency and globalization that has shaped our financial houses for the last several decades. Interdependency leads to extreme economic weakness for every country. Look at what Greece did. Look at Spain. Look at Italy. Within the EU, they're all bankrupt. No piece of the global system has the tools to survive without the other pieces by this union of all these monies, and this is particularly true in the EU. It is a truly horrible, seemingly idiotic system, but not so idiotic if you accept and understand the reality that it was deliberately engineered to fail, like Obamacare. Engineered to fail. They knew it was going to fail. When you examine the fiscal foundation of every major economy in the world, today you will find it is a financial shell game, a Ponzi scheme. The fundamentalists tell us, with global exports and imports in decline, global shipping of raw materials in decline, manufacturing in decline, retail in decline, unemployment in decline, real unemployment numbers, including those people no longer counted by the Labor Department, skyrocketing, and the number of people on welfare and food stamps skyrocketing. In reality, the global economy is one massive thin-skinned bubble searching for a sharp object to impale itself on. Does it make sense? This is a bigger scheme that we can even imagine by reading headlines. The Brexit will probably be the sharp object when England goes out. The reasoning behind a successful Brexit is solid. The European Union's socialist tendencies have created a doomed scenario for all those shackled to the supranational body. Forced multiculturalism, for example, and cultural Marxism has opened a floodgate of Islamic refugees which hold ideological beliefs completely incompatible with Western principles and heritage, while at the same time introducing a massive, well, let's go to the vampire metaphor, a vampire drain on social welfare programs. So what we see happening is it's going to be a worldwide, cataclysmic worldwide event, but it's not going to hurt the big banks. They're going to profit from it. They're going to be able to pick up the pieces, be able to claim it's the conservative peoples in these countries who are responsible for this, and now we have to turn to socialism and put everything back together again. And they're looking for the one world government. That is what this is all about.
Well, I think we've come to a pivotal point that the media likes to use, pivot, in the last week. I think we've come to a pivotal point that are we going to be the people that rule? Are we the people? Or the politicians? And the politicians are just not here in America. It's worldwide.
It's
So
a step
I
above the
think-
politicians. It's
I
a
think we're-
step above the
I
politicians.
agree. You can I'm saying what Trump said yesterday, the politicians, that's in this country. But worldwide,
It's the banks.
I think we're at a pivotal point to where people have caught on and they don't want to be ruled anymore. And I think that's going to be big.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we're exactly on the edge of. Today's vote will be, I said this earlier, if you don't think for 1 minute that the European Union, that the Council on Foreign Relations does not have a game plan of a North American Union,
It's there.
it's been there.
Yep.
The boundary, they removed the boundaries between Canada and Mexico. This is not something that has not been discussed.
Well, that would be the United States.
Right,
The boundaries between Mexico and Canada.
right.
Topography. That's all right. Carry on with your thought.
The two borders they wanted to remove and make us one. All right, yeah, I understand. I understand what I said. I understand what you said, and I understand where I went wrong. Can we move on now? Yeah, okay. But you and I both know if you stop and read that, and people are reading that, and you know what? The American people do not want to be. We want to define our borders. Period. And the world is saying, hey, we'd like to know who's running the place. See, you go to the EU, you go to Great Britain, they did a whole video and I watched it. The people in Great Britain don't even know who's running the EU and who's in it and how it works. They can't, there's people in the government of Great Britain that can't figure out how it works.
Nigel Farage has been telling them. He's the leader of the UK Independent Party.
Right.
Have you ever watched him on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh my God,
But
he's
they-
like Trump. He tells
They
the-
can't figure out how it exactly works. And then I find out that if you get voted out, let's say you're in one of those countries in the EU and you get voted out as one of their leaders, well, you don't have to worry about that. You can get more money, your pay is greater, the benefits are greater, and there's no vote, and you don't have to worry about making or appeasing the voters back home.
Yeah.
You just go to work for the EU,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right. Let me
Go ahead, go ahead.
refer to a paragraph that answers pretty much what you're just saying. The EU is an interdependent structure designed to fail, and I mentioned that earlier. The ultimate prize for globalists would be a system like the EU with a single currency and a single monetary authority, but this new system would erase all sovereign borders and install a single government authority as well, which is what you've just alluded to with the Canadian-Mexican borders. Well, what does this all mean? A failure of the European Union does not necessarily mean a failure for the internationalists. These groups of globalists promote an ideology of Fabian socialism, if you will. A breakdown of the EU, whether partial or total, can be used as leverage for a larger and more centralized global power structure in the long term. That's where we're going.
We're going to take a brief break. It's 9:25. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm here with George McClellan between the 9 and 10 o'clock. Now, tomorrow, let me give you a couple highlights. A couple things that did today. We are working with a new broadcaster. So our new broadcast program is in place that we're running. Lonnie has been working on some things there. So I want to say thank you so much to the people out there that have been sending messages in about how the audio and some of the things that we had to work on the first hour. So continue to do that. Our number is 706-889-9700. Good morning from the office. Also, tomorrow morning on Fridays, all summer long, weather permitting, we're going to be at the shops at Sycamore Crossing. That's between 8 and 11 up there. We'll be there tomorrow. Bring your pet by, say hello. Come by and say hello. If you'd like to be a guest on our show there tomorrow, FetcherNews.com. Send me a message, 706-889-9700. Now, if you're wanting to know what we're doing the next day, some of the topics that we're talking about, and how to tell your friends about our show, follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, hashtag GMFTO, at Fetcher News. If you're wanting to be a guest on our show, or you have something you think you want to come in and be a guest, do a segment on something, send me an email, chief@FetcherNews.com. Follow us on Facebook. One more thing, Monday through Thursday throughout this summer, we're doing a live newscast. Our live newscast is at 10 o'clock. That's Kevin Hensley with the Morning Report. This morning, we got a lot to go over here. This morning at 10 o'clock, we're going to have Oscar Poole, Inspirational Moments with Oscar Poole. You know, he's in West Virginia. And he keeps sending me messages from West Virginia, and I
All the
try
way
to
from up there? Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's-
But I tell Oscar he needs to understand in West Virginia that one leg is longer than the other because you always have to stand on the hillside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want him to know that he's up there. Him and Edna are up in West Virginia this week.
You know, it's only one state away, just a short drive. Hell, he could have bicycled up there.
He no telling Oscar may have, but thank you for the messages, everybody. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine.
El Rey.
El Rey and Ellijay.
Better days ahead. Truck Month is back at your new Days Chevrolet in Jasper with savings up to $8,000 off MSRP. Right now, get a roomy new Chevy Equinox for just $23,200, or get Days max discount on a new Silverado Crew Cab, just $31,900, plus instant easy credit with Days Fast Track Credit Center. But these Truck Month savings won't last long. Get to Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where Chevy cars and trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Only Pizza Hut delivers 2 medium pizzas any way you want for just $6.99 each. Get any 2 freshly made pizzas with high quality, fresh ingredients and sauce made with California vine ripened tomatoes. Now get your favorite specialty recipes like Meat Lovers, Backyard Barbecue Chicken, or 5-pepper pepperoni. So you never have to compromise with any quality toppings, any crust, any specialty. Anything you want on any 2 medium pizzas, just $6.99 each. Only at Pizza Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Switch and save at Schottenkirk Ford. Find quality pre-owned trucks under $20,000 and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Fords in the area. Switch today and shop our network of over 500 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. We'll even deliver it to you. Plus, every vehicle sold comes with Schottenkirk Customer Care, which offers you extra protection for no extra charge. Make the switch to Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
Announcing Pizza Hut's new Applewood smoked bacon and melty cheese. Stuffed in the crust. Pizza Hut's bacon stuffed crust pizza is here, now with Applewood smoked bacon. And loaded with cheese in one irresistible crust. Just $12.99, only at Pizza Hut.
You're making me crazy.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
We're on.
Are we back?
Yeah. We're on. I'm George McLeod. Welcome back to Early in the Morning with BKP, the only live.
Come on, at least get it right.
Well,
I just said.
BKP. Well, you're sitting there drinking water, for God's sake.
It's a Marco Rubio. You know, Marco's running for Senate.
Well,
he said he never was.
Isn't he?
He said he was through.
Yeah,
he was
they talked
finished.
to him. We need to keep the Senate. We need to keep the Senate. We need to get 60. I don't care who's in there now, even Johnny Isakson.
We're back, folks. BKP, good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I am your host. Now, look, George is going to share his final thoughts here in just a minute that he has prepared for us. I'm going to close today. We have inspirational moments with our good friend Oscar Poole. Have that coming up, and then North Georgia's only live online newscast. I want to close with a thought on Facebook, social media, and your privacy. I see this all the time, your privacy and Facebook and social media that you're concerned about, and I'm going to share a little closing thought on that. George and I have been talking about Brexit, and we've been talking about Trump's speech yesterday on Hillary. Before we go any further, I want just to highlight one or two more sponsors here. We want to thank LJ Fitness, 379 River Street, 706-636-2348. That's LJ Fitness. Webb Works Lawn Care, locally owned, reliable service. Call Justin Webb, 706-889-4893, 706-889-4893. That's Webb Works Lawn Care. Also want to thank Nicholson Tire. Got 4 brand new tires on the Honda. It's ready to go now. Nothing to stop us now. All we need is some gas. Price of gas keeps going up, so we put some gas in the tank, got some tires ready to go. It's like the Blues Brothers. What is it, Lonnie? He's got a half a tank of gas, pack of cigarettes. Do you know that line? You don't know that line. Anyhow, Nicholson Tires down on Highway 5 there. I got 4 new tires yesterday. I mean, you know that feeling when you're just ready to go with 4 new tires, George?
Yeah, you feel good. Nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, they'll slide.
He understood it. Lonnie didn't understand it.
They won't even slide down the road. They'll stop. They'll grip like Tiger Paws.
Absolutely.
Remember the old Tiger Paws back in the 50s?
Yes, no, I don't remember any of that.
They were
Anyhow,
tires. Uniroyal tires, I think.
Tiger Paws.
That's what that was their headline. Yeah, that was their.
Messrs. Orchard on Highway 5 and Blue Ridge Ace Hardware. Check out the Amish furniture. George, share some final thoughts for us today.
Well, we still have being discussed. They will come up again. They've come up already. And this one is entitled, "Do We Have a Problem Here?" The USA Today last week had a headline that said the Army plans to cut 40,000 soldiers from its ranks over the next 2 years. In the meantime, fundamentalist Islam has declared war on the West, especially America, and on any and all countries that do not, will not, or have not submitted to Islam. And in this case, in case you just weren't aware, Islam means submission. That's the definition. Obama, Cameron of the UK, Beauty of Germany, all proclaimed Islam to be when everyone else, specifically jihadist, it isn't. Islam is political religion, political ideology. There are no translation words of the prophet, or he said what he said, and it was brutal. It was a war with us. New York City, Boston, San Bernardino, Fort Hood, Orlando are not the wolves on the internet. These attacks were participants awaiting their opportunity to strike a blow for Allah and to have a hero's place reserved for them with the 72 virgins, or is it raisins now, in their idea of paradise. The Orlando murderer, Omar Mateen, called 911 not to brag, but because he had to let the world know that he was doing all his work so he could be recognized for his martyrdom. And that's all that was. So Obama is destroying the military that should protect us by social engineering our warriors to accept that females and homosexual leadership in combat is good for unit cohesion and esprit de corps. Female general officers are now being promoted to major combat commands to oversee Obama's conversion of the American fighting man into namby-pamby social misfits. And do we have a problem here? I say again, Islam has declared war on us. It is another step in Obama's plan to weaken America completely as a world power, as has been outlined in several how-to books on the subject, written by such luminaries as Karl Marx, Vladimir Lenin, and Saul Alinsky. Obama is importing Islamic warriors right into our very midst, rather like the Greeks did to the Trojans so many years ago, but not inside a horse, but in the bellies of reconfigured UPS planes. Thousands of them are coming here. Now, what could possibly go wrong? Another headline. This is from The Hill. House okays military plan to recruit illegal aliens. We are witnessing a massive political snow job. Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, scheme is the vehicle he wishes to use to replace American soldiers with foreigners who have absolutely no stake in America or Americanism, except as a place to bring their families. When Obama or Hillary or any liberal president down the road decides to declare martial law, their foreign army will be up, running, and in place, ready to do as ordered. That's why they want our means of self-defense taken from us, because they have figured out that the American soldier will not fire upon American citizens just because Obama or Hillary should order it. The solution, a UN-style army of foreigners, is required. Does that sound like a conspiracy theory? Once, I would have never thought such a scheme could be generated in the minds of American politicians. But after 7 years of the treasonous Obama, we must reevaluate that possibility, because all the moves for making such a action seem to be actually taking place. Obama knows who the enemy is. He refuses to even speak the words Islamic jihadist, terrorist, and has ordered the Department of Homeland Security even to expunge the words Sharia and jihad from common discourse so as not to inflame the delicate sensibilities of Muslims. So we Americans don't get radicalized to the point that we take action to stop them. That's my point.
Is that your point?
That's my point. They are out to get us.
63, is it me? Did I hear 63 million refugees?
63 or 6.3 million? What, bring here or going into
No,
Europe?
just
everywhere. Yeah, 63, that'd be good.
Folks, we apologize. On Thursdays we have the new broadcaster that we're working on, and we have had a couple audio issues that we have to work through. So we apologize that we're not going to be able to bring you Oscar's inspirational moments words this morning, but Oscar Poole, we will bring those to you tomorrow. But today we're having trouble with the audio and trying to make that work properly. So we thank you for all the help you've been out there, but we already know that there's going to be a problem with that. Lonnie's working on that. So we're going to share that with you tomorrow, Oscar Poole's inspirational moments, and we're sorry, our dear friend Oscar and everybody that tunes in for that, but we'll get it back on track. We have to move forward here with the new broadcaster because we're going in different directions, and FYN TV is growing, and we have to make sure we can accommodate the new shows that we're going to be putting up. We'll have a couple minutes left to discuss other things, but before we go, every day I hear about the new Facebook privacy rules and how Facebook is taking over this, and Facebook is going to publish all your pictures, and Facebook is going to this, that, and the other thing. And you know, the one side of me is, yes, my privacy is important, obviously. The constitutional right that I have to my information being private. But folks, do you realize at no time, is that a disaster?
No.
Well, you gave me the sign. This is, I'm going to give the folks at home. This is our sign that.
I fixed Oscar.
So you give me the disaster sign for fixed Oscar? Yeah. You fixed Oscar after 86 years. Did you hear that? We're the first to hear Oscar's been fixed.
Or a disaster. I haven't got to figure that out.
Okay, now let's get back to the important things I was trying to share before Lonnie gave me the thumbs up that we have fixed Oscar. Okay, folks, the thing that's always interested me is I go on Facebook and I see all your posts, and I see how you're upset that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, takes down conservative posts, or how he has a meeting and sings Kumbaya with a couple supposedly conservative people because they are making the trending bar trend in a different way, when really conservative names are trending more than liberal names, and so on and so forth. I hear all of that. I see the warnings Facebook's about to publish your information. Folks, I'm going to break something to you. You don't own Facebook. They do. It is not your Facebook page. They've allowed you an area to go post your stuff. It is not your wall. You say, post that on my wall. It belongs to Facebook. There's not an account. Okay? I've always heard Facebook's going to charge you this and charge you that. Well, you can make an option if you're a business, and you can pay Facebook something and they will blast out like an advertiser over several thousand more people on Facebook to see it. But at no time do you own it. So what you have to keep in mind is when you go on there and you take that family vacation and you take those pictures and you upload them to Facebook, you said, Facebook, I'd like for you to have my family pictures and share them with the world. See, nothing about Facebook is yours. Nothing. It belongs to Mark Zuckerberg and some investors. Nothing about Twitter. I love this one. Well, Twitter has decided that they're going to remove conservative tweets. Okay? Well, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay when Facebook diverts people away from some posts. I'm not afraid, I don't like it when Twitter takes conservative posts off. I don't like any of that. I'm with you on that. But I've never been confused one day of who owns Facebook and Twitter. I don't own them. It'd be nice, but I don't own them. And either do you. So the next time you see Facebook's new privacy rules, or Facebook's going to publish your stuff, well, guess what? When you went on there and it said, make a new Facebook page, and you said, oh, that's exciting, and you typed in all that little information and said, I went to school here, and I'm friends with so-and-so, and I'm neighbors with so-and-so, and this is my BFF. When you did all of that and you were done, Facebook owned that and gave you the ability to use it. So you are signing into Facebook, not your page. You are signing into Twitter, not your Twitter. It's theirs. So expect whatever they want to do with it, and march with your feet and leave and start conservative. They got this thing on TV where, farmers can find a girlfriend now. FarmersOnly.com.
That's true. It. They're great ads.
Right?
Especially that gal gets
So if a farmer's looking for a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Right. March with your feet, people. But I'm telling you now, I know you're probably outraged at me right now. Well, it's my Facebook page, and those are pictures of my kids, and those are pictures of my mom and dad, and those are my posts, and they're censoring. Folks, they own the place. They own the place. You have gone on there and allowed them to have your stuff. Okay? Google only fixed the searches on Hillary. They own the place. They own the place. Google owns the place. And if they want to take Hillary's name totally off the list, I guess they could do that. Now, you don't like that, but I guess they can. March with your feet, people. Leave. Start your own Facebook. Start your own social network. Start your own Twitter feeds. Start your own Google search or something parallel to it. But they own it. So every time I go on Facebook and say, beware, Facebook is doing this with your information today, you need to know you gave them your information and they own the place. So that's my comment.
You done good. You done good. How's your blood pressure?
Oh, it's good. It's
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
That sounded okay. That wasn't rabid. And
Well, I see
But it
this
was
all the
authentic.
time, and I think I have Facebook. I mean, we have Facebook accounts here at FetcherNews.com. I tell people to follow us on Facebook. I tell people to follow us on Twitter. But I'm very clear. I don't own them, and I don't get a monthly Twitter bill. Now I can pay to enhance things. You follow what I'm saying? I can pay to 10,000 people. We do stories sometimes, and it'll come back and say 20,000 people seen the story when we put it on Facebook, and they'll say let 50,000 people see it for another $5. So, but then again, that's my choice too. But I don't give Facebook any money today, and I don't give Twitter any money, and I don't get a monthly bill. And do you get a monthly bill from Facebook?
No.
Right. And until you do, you're pretty clear they own it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Absolutely.
I didn't.
It's
But,
not a problem.
but
I
don't you
understand.
see? Don't
It's
you
not a
see
problem.
these people that? Well, it's trending. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, whether they like it or not, gets to decide what's trending today if he wants to or not.
There is not a conservative Facebook out there.
I would call that just, he owns the place now. Hey, okay, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. A couple things before we wrap up. We are going to have Oscar Poole's inspirational moment, so we got to go here. We got to get Kevin Hensley on here. Don't forget, Monday through Thursday, every day at 10 o'clock, North Georgia's only live online newscast, Kevin Hensley, The Morning Report. So that's coming up right after us. Oscar Poole's inspirational thoughts, moments of the day. We will be at the shops at Sycamore Crossing in Blue Ridge. Oh, by the way, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook and Twitter, and we will tell you who we have as guests tomorrow, what we have planned, or come by and see us. Shops at Sycamore Crossing, right downtown Blue Ridge. I can't think of anything else right off. Can you think of anything else?
No, I think we have to wait for the results of the Brexit. The Brexit, we got about 8 minutes.
Is that what it's ready to close? So they close at 10 because they're...
Yeah, they're 6 hours ahead of us. So
at 10 o'clock, the polls will close?
No, it'll be a little later. Maybe 2 o'clock.
Maybe 2 o'clock?
Yeah,
So if the polls close at 2, by 3 today,
we'll start hearing
seeing some results. So by the 6 o'clock news tonight, we'll start seeing how the world's going to fall apart and it's all over because people wanted to rule themselves.
Well,
they wanted. If people choose their own destiny, then the whole world will fall apart. Is that what we'll start seeing about 6?
Same politicians, whether they rule themselves or not.
Same rugrats. Hey, Trump said Hillary is the most crooked candidate ever in the history of this country. I can't wait for more. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. But Hillary said, Donald, they fed some children with the money, and, Donald's making suits in China and ties. I'm going to go get me a Donald Trump Chinese tie. Folks, we're out of here. Thank you for all your help on our new broadcast today with the audio and stuff. And stay with Lonnie, 706-889-9700 during the Morning Report newscast. Please continue as Kevin's on there. If there's technical things that Lonnie needs to do, same number, let him know. Help us through Kevin's broadcast this morning of the Morning Report. We're out of here. Hello, Oscar Poole.
Say happy birthday to Lisa.
Happy birthday, Lisa. I did that earlier today, but we can say it again.
Well, I'm saying it now on the air. And then my granddaughter's birthday is today. She just turned sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
My goodness, pretty
Lonnie, take us out.